So come on in, take a sip. Let's wind down. We have a beautiful Friday upon us. The weather is angelical, if not outright paradisical here in northern Bavaria today. Just finished dining on the terrace. Such a nice experience. And Shotzi surprised me today with yet another Contessa Marina. And this is the Quattordici, or 14 in Italian. This is the Primitivo di Manduria. And on the nose, oh, it is just wickedly brilliant. We've got our typical red berries and some blue and black. A little bit of honey really kind of piping through this. It is amazing. On the palate, this is a tannic wine. So you'll want fattier cuts of whatever it is you're eating. What a compliment to maybe carpaccio, maybe a sharp cheese, maybe something along those lines, Asiago perhaps, right? Maybe even a scamorza, depending on what you've got available to you. But this one right here is just begging for like a Stilton blue, and I really wish I hadn't just eaten way too much. I'd probably be having a little bit for dessert right now. This is a wonderful wine. Well finishing. And like I said, it really puckers your appetite. It really makes you think, I want a steak. I want something good with that. No, beautiful, well finishing, around the €10 mark. So not a bad buy at all. If you're here on the continent, elsewhere in the world, no idea what the prices are going for. So that's just what it is, as it says. Thank you so much for the comments from overnight. Some fantastic ones out there. I cannot wait to answer them. It was very nice of y'all just to kind of reply in kind to my concern over the ads. If you've got YouTube Premium, like me, then you won't see any ads. Like I said, I just don't want to watch ads, so I don't. But if you do, there's ever an issue, then please just let me know. Otherwise, it is a nice feeling to be monetized, and like I said, it's always a wonderful show of support when you take the time to like the videos. Love it when you subscribe. The comments always make my day. You have no idea how those make me feel, especially when I'm on my way home after work, and because I get them overnight while I'm sleeping, and then I come on home and I have Siri reading them to me or whatever the case may be, and I can't wait to get the puzzles up and uploading, because that means that it's time, right? I get to reply to everyone. And you can also use the super thanks below, and you can buy me a glass of wine. It's up to you. But really like being here, and I'm so glad that you are all here with me. My name is Christopher, and I'm delighted to see you all. Let's hop into our grid, why don't we, and see what we've got here. So we've got a Friday, May 30, Rafael Musa, edited by Will Shorts, and he is such a clever constructor. This should be an awful lot of fun for us, so let's hop on into it, see what we got. Establishment that might host a drag bunch. Oh, well, gay bar? One-time manufacturer of the Flying Cloud. I think this is the REO. Speedwagon. Early investors in lingo are typically known as angels, VCs, venture capitalists, or angel investors. Used to hook a lot of them up with my clients back before 9/11, when I did that kind of stuff, making TV commercials and just advertising, marketing, and PR. I mean, that's what you do. It's what an artist does when they want to sell out and actually have a living. Brazilian genre that's an offshoot of samba, and I do believe we're talking about bossa nova here. And and I love bossa nova. Elusive hirsute creature, so maybe a yeti. Got ourselves a yeti here. Common final score in the Champions League. I'm assuming we're going for a 1-1 here. Shout during a Real Madrid penalty shootout. How about go? Yeah, and just keep going. And hell yeah, let's go. Okay. Very nice. From the top could be a new. Hip 2 could be wise. So everything's really lining up beautifully for us. This is the way to start a Friday grid. It is. It just is, I say. How would Jimmy Stewart put that? Well, I gotta tell you, Dutch, it's just great to start the Friday grids like that. I mean, it's just kind of fun, you know? Wonderful to see it. We're leaving soon. Okay. See what someone is saying. Some outcomes from Match.com. I am an idiot. Either doe or duh. Let's try a doe. Doe and see. So I think we got dates. And this is probably going to be all aboard. What do we got here? Topiarus canvas. That would probably actually be a shrub. So we got a duh then, maybe. Hell yeah. Something that's filled with bad words. Maybe a swear jar, maybe? Could be a swear jar. Could be. Bottle full at a barbecue. Maybe hot sauce. And then we got this hell yeah. If that's hot sauce, alternative to an ellipses. Maybe etc. The white stripes are deep purple. Couldn't find two more different. I'm assuming rock bands. I'm a fan of both, but wow. So maybe this hell yeah is woohoo. Stock sellers stipulation. Probably the ask price. Probably. My experience anyway. Turpentine sources could be pines. Pines. That is a really good wine. I'm not kidding you. That is fantastic. Overzealous could be rabid. Or rabid. And I think we do have an all aboard here. All aboard. And here we go. 4 is a good one. In brief, probably an AP score, which we will need to promptly check. Things checked at checkpoints. Do you see it in there? I think I see driver's licenses. Driver's licenses. I think I spelled that correctly. I don't know how often I ever spell that. So maybe we got pea green, and that tells me this is probably to lip read here at 23 down, which is a fun thing, right? Pops could be dad. Stunning. I don't know, just yet. Dazzled some, I don't know. Mythical land of untold riches. We must be talking about El Dorado. That is funny. Yeah, there were lots of explorers. What was it, Cortez, and all of them were on the hunt for the famously elusive El Dorado. Leavened loaf made sans yeast. And probably soda bread. I don't know what to do with this OD. It matters to me. Oh, how smarmy. I care. All right. Well, thank you. I care too. Prefix with car or hotel. Probably eco. Brown ale gives us our eco. Conspiracy theory trope. Well, it's a little too early to say. I mean, I really would like to figure it out, though. Conspiracy theory trope. I don't know. Descendants of aristocratic families, as an example, and these would be scions. And so then, South Asian wraps. Oh, I made a lovely dosa. Keto dosas are really, being honest, they were carnivore dosas, but they were really good. And I made a coconut chutney. all with maybe 2 grams of net carbohydrate. It was wonderful. And it was our friend Krishna Bandravida who said you should try the dosas, and so I did, but I had to find a recipe that wasn't going to send me into a blood, or sugar coma. So unlikely to react, could be inert, and they were so very good. If you want the recipe, let me know. I'll post it. Go poofed, and maybe that is to die. Nail polish brand with a gossip and spill shade. I have no idea. South Asian wrap. Here we go. The kind we can actually wear. Sorry. So maybe Essie, and a cabaret performer would be an artiste. Good thing we got that. I don't even have Shotzi in here to tell me who that is. So conspiracy theory trope could be an inside job. Interesting. Triple X, huh? Or it looks like the answer when you get 3 of them wrong on Family Feud. You know that thing? Top 5 answers on the board, 100 people surveyed, that kind of thing. No idea what that is. Typical floor covering in a Shih Tzu, and I think these are taquitas. I can't remember. Tatana. I remember that. Ugh. Dish often served on a skillet. Well, that J helps me with a bit. Maybe we have a fajita. Or, as Peter Griffin would say, yeah, I like some vaginas. So, company name for a goddess. The only one I can think of is Nike. Off the top of my head, all you had to do was stay out there for our Swifties. Something said repeatedly at sea. How about, aye, aye, sir. Aye, aye, sir. Don't worry about me. Maybe I'm okay. Christmas centerpiece. I guess we're not going for a fig, but maybe a fir. And a rare treat. Very nice. How about a ribeye and tatami? Tatami. And that would make our X's here 10s. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. Oscar-winning Saldana. And I guess this would be Zoe. Strikes on the noggin. Gonna bonk you in the head. Gonna bonk you right upside the head. I've had relatives tell me back in Texas, someone's gonna knock you in the head or bonk you in the head. It's good stuff. Know someone who knows someone, say. Maybe have an in. This is a lovely Friday. It's got a nice little gait to it. The grid itself has a neat personality. Apparently is, maybe seems. It's got a fun personality, and I like the 2 different versions. I mean, I liked having, our Dosas and Scions, right? This was just fun. Creature with underwater eyes like an eel's. Creature with underwater eyes and eels. Oil of water body per poet Ted Hughes. And I'm an otter, I think. I can't remember. I'm familiar with the poem. Super Bowl highlight, maybe a TV ad. Yeah, unless you used to be an ad exec, then you don't care at all. Correction. Unless you're an ad exec, former ad exec like me. Some of them live for that. I'm done with them. Like some orders. How about tall? That's a tall, dark, and handsome order you got there. Sure thing. Maybe a slam dunk. And so stunning could be dazing. Maybe. I think we got that right. She's a believer. Okay, so we've got ourselves a nun here and some nostalgic throwbacks. How about those oldie moldy super goldies? Super duper could be oh so. So I hope we haven't fat fingered anything. We still got to finish northeast corner because Is serious, perhaps means it. The good dinosaur protagonist, I think I only know this from crosswords. I think it's Arlo. Star cluster could be an A-list. Very clever stuff. I mean, really. Thrift store, transaction, how about a resale? Slipped could be aired. U.S. tennis, the U.S. Open is played on it. I'm assuming we're talking about Eastern Daylight Time. Mother in Milan is madre. So very cool. And by the time you see this grid up and posted, I'll be doing a live session for the Guardian crossword today, the Guardian Cryptic, if you want to join us for that. Bottle full at a barbecue could be hot sauce. And I guess, so Evan Welsh, one in Spanish, possible side effects, corticosteroids, acne. And, rock band. Okay, so I probably did fat finger something. If I did, I'm sorry, but we'll find it. So right now I'm thinking Reds for Merlot and Shiraz. How did we do, Bob? By the hair of our chinny chin chin is how we did. But what a fantastic puzzle. I mean, really, it was just a fantastic grid. Rafael Musa. Can't really ask for anything better than that. Just a quick recap. So I liked this. I liked this little, the dosis and the sorry here, and it seemed like we had one more that was like that. But nevertheless, it was just a fun grid. Nothing too terribly, over the top. This wasn't a serpentine, or abstruse puzzle by any stretch. If you're a beginner, probably not the best way to start. But if you've been doing these for a while, I imagine this would be a pretty satisfying Friday grid to hop into, right? I gotta give a shout out though for the 10s and for totally tripping me up on my tatami flooring. On the whole though, wonderful grid, so very well done. Nothing in here that was inelegant or awful. It was just well done, and I would have never figured out all aboard. I mean, I was literally trying to go through the various languages that I'm familiar with or that I'm fluent with to see if there's anything that I could say with an AL, right? Because I had that AL and nothing else, and I was just like, what language, I can't stretch aloha out that far, right? So it was just a fun puzzle. So let's go ahead and bring down our Benny Air Dad do, and we'll go ahead and call it into class. Again, thank you so much for liking, for subscribing. Subscribing is free, so you can always just hop into that and just push the button, and you don't have to necessarily watch, though I wish you would. I really enjoy having everyone around here. This whole community, this channel, this daily experience is nothing more than a pleasure for me, and I'm absolutely loving it. Hearing from a lot of folks that you like to sleep to my playlists, flattering. And I don't really know how else to respond to that other than, to think, oh my gosh, I mean, I'm going to be in your head while you're sleeping. I don't know. It was just pretty cool. Like I said, very flattering. And thank you all so much. I understand there's an ASMR value to most sounds and stuff. So, why not be part of that too? I don't see why not. But it was a real pleasure today. Until we see you tomorrow for the Saturday grid. Ich wünsche Ihnen einen schönen Tag noch. Auf Wiedersehen. Tschüss. Servus. Grüß Gott. Ciao. Cin-Cin. From Northern Bavaria, we wish you the very best. Stay well and safe out there, and try as hard as you can, if you can stomach it, to be nice to strangers, especially those behind you in line. Cheers.